Hello. Okay, so as per usual, I am like the lighting's weird, but also this podcast is not about the lighting, so I officially am over at. Let's go. Hello. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're joining me or watching this at any point in time, I do appreciate that. So, this is I Do What I Want. My name is Hollis. I'm an author. I write fantasy novels, and I'm very excited about it and proud. So, it's been a little while since I did a podcast episode. That is, yeah, that's just on me. I've been doing a lot of things. I get busy and life does life. So I also check my notes. That's when, if you're watching this on the video things, that's when I am looking at my notes to make sure I don't go crazy. First of all, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone downloading via Spreaker, which is just a podcast recording platform, blah, 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 that I personally use. But I get my little monthly statistics email, and usually, my little monthly statistics say things like, oh, there was like 1 download this month or 2 downloads. I would get super excited if there was like 3 to 5. Oh, you guys, I, for the first time ever, like, my little Spreaker statistics email said that there were 54 downloads this past month. Thank you so much. Honestly, and the top countries were like Vietnam was number 1. Awesome. Thanks, Vietnam. Appreciate. Bangladesh, Morocco, and Venezuela. And I absolutely love that those are like 4 different corners of the planet, like 4 very different places and 4 geographically, all around. And I'm really touched. So that just kind of set off my day. It was one of the first things I looked at this morning was my little, you like many of us, I check my email as kind of part of the little like, hey, it's morning, let's see how things are, and it really made me like hop like a little bunny rabbit, and I was so excited. So thank you so much, and I am over the moon that my little podcast is like making its way. So to carry on with that, because in the interest of keeping episodes short, I like to try not to yammer and yammer. So I'm going to talk about the conventions you can come see me at in the next few weeks, or well, the next 2 months. I have a lot of cons coming up April and May, and then even though last year summer was incredibly busy for me, I am taking a break this summer. I usually would do Atlanta Comic Con. That's not happening this year, unfortunately. But Atlanta Comic Con, I do hope will be back next year because everybody loves it, and hopefully the stuff will get worked out. And then I'm considering DragonCon. Honestly, I do enjoy DragonCon a lot, but I don't know, it gets hectic. And I honestly really enjoy just sort of attending DragonCon and not having responsibilities. So so we'll see. Yeah, but we're gonna get into all of that. First things first, coming up next weekend, April 17th through 19th is JordanCon in Atlanta. It's at the Crown Plaza Ravenna right by Perimeter Mall. And I'm super stoked for this because Brandon Sanderson is the guest of honor this year. And I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get the chance to meet Brandon Sanderson. I'll probably lay eyes on him, but if you're just a regular attendee, you have a much better chance of meeting Brandon Sanderson. So you should come to JordanCon. And after you have fanned out over Mr. Sanderson, then I think you should come see all of us in the Authors Alley. And I would like to point out that I got the little, vendor map already, and my table is right behind registration. So as soon as you pick up your badge, just like I'm your first stop. Like I'm right on the end cap, right next to registration. I think you should come see me. So it will be the first convention that I am attending since my release of The Key, which is I know my bracelets are really jangling. I'm- I usually don't have I usually am filming these podcasts at like later when I've already like de outfitted from my day and taken off any jewelry or anything. So, I apologize if the little bracelet noise is bothering you, but yeah, anyway. But yes, I'm right behind the registration table, so I'm your first stop. I'm your first stop. You should come see me. I'm really nice, I'm friendly, and the key is going to be for sale. This is the first convention that the key will be available at, and of course, I have the Rashawn trilogy, I have Lost Beacon Chronicles, The Spare the Swallow, and Ignited. And I am ready. And I'll be posting my panel schedule hopefully tonight for JordanCon. I have that panel schedule as well, and I'll post that on my Instagram where I post everything. And it will auto post to my Facebook author page. But as any of you know who follow me, I just auto post from Instagram and I don't actually check Facebook. I only have bandwidth for one. Sorry, not sorry, kind of. And then after JordanCon, immediately after that, it's StellarFest. I love StellarFest. I love Chris and Angela. They are just the most wonderful, lovely people with so much fun to goof around with and nerd out with. And they always create such a beautiful con atmosphere. And StellarFest is going to be amazing, as always. This is only the second year for StellarFest. I proudly was there for year number 1 last year, which was a rioting success. And I am thrilled to be there again. It will be at the I'm trying Gwinnett at the Sonesta in Gwinnett, off of in Duluth. Gwinnett is the county. The Sonesta Hotel in Duluth by like Pleasant Hill Road and all that. StellarFest is happening. That is the 24th of April through the 26th. I am also guest vendor and panelist for there, and I will be presenting 2 different panels that I did. So look out for that. One of them is going to be like a game show about your 1986 sci-fi blockbusters, because there were so many amazing sci-fi movies that came out in 1986, like Aliens, and Short Circuit and Howard the Duck and and Labyrinth, which is a fantasy film, but also so many amazing films are turning 40 this year. And so StellarFest is a sci-fi con, so we're just going to have ourselves a little 80s style game show about it. I may try to find myself a sequin blazer. We'll see. I might have to tug on my friend Corwin for that one. He definitely has those in his closet. And then after StellarFest, I'll get about a month break. And then ConCarolinas in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the one that's put on by Falstaff Books and is always such a privilege and a joy. I have never been a guest there before, so I am really thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled, and Charlotte's such a lovely city. It's got like Charlotte's a city, but it's kind of has a nice little small town feel, which I always enjoy. I've visited several times and have actually had a couple work trips to Charlotte in the past. And this is technically a work trip, but a con is so much better than a work trip. So come see us, at come see me at ConCarolinas, and there will be so many other amazing authors there too, and it's always very focused on us indie authors and the supporting and all those wonderful things. So I think you should come to all of them, because There will be some crossover of other authors like myself, but there will also be people who are only at one of these events, and how are you supposed to possibly build your book hoard if you don't get to all of us? So, yeah, that that's what I personally believe you should do. Um, and I yeah, I'm just a buzz. I'm just a buzz. It's not just the caffeine. It's a little the caffeine. I do drink inordinate amounts of tea, but I also have no desire to change that. So that is that is how it is. I learned from watching my mother and, after ConCarolinas, I am, like I said, over the summer taking a break. I'm sure that I will be doing some pop-up shops, maybe some book signings, some little local book fairs, that sort of thing. I definitely will be checking back in with Second and Charles in Roswell and in Kennesaw because they usually have book fairs over the summer, and I do love working with Second and Charles. So that will be happening, but as far as my calendar is concerned, the next thing on my calendar right now that I'm actually confirmed for is Multiverse. So I, again, guest vendor panelist at Multiverse, and that is the weekend of October 18th. I don't remember, but I know the 18th is one of those 3 days. So the weekend of October 18th will be Multiverse down in Peachtree City, and this time I'm staying for the whole weekend, so that'll be really great. I, in the past, have only done a singular day at Multiverse just because it's, I live in Georgia, but it's kind of a long drive for me and, the balance of, is it worth it to get the hotel room and to take, blah, 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 blah. But this year, I was really just looking at the stats and things like that, and I think it's worth it, so I'll be there all weekend as a vendor and panelist and guest, and really, truly looking forward to it. So, yay, Multiverse. And then after that, of course, I'll be at Conjuration way back. Again, this is another one that Chris and Angela put on. This is the more fantasy focused one. And that always happens in November, usually around November 15th. Whatever weekend is near November 15th, that's when you're going to hit Conjuration. It's always phenomenal. Strongly suggest, even, you if you love reading or media and entertainment at all, just go to Conjuration or StellarFest, preferably both. They're both in the Gwinnett Sinesta. They are in Duluth, and the hotel is phenomenal for it's a really great setup for conventions, honestly. The breakout rooms are it's a well-organized place. It's a con that you don't get all lost in trying to find your room. And they do a wonderful job doing signage and things like that. So I'll definitely be at Conjuration. And like I said, considering Dragon Con, we'll see. And last year in 2025, my husband and I decided to take Labor Day weekend and have ourselves a little vacation in Savannah instead. So that was really fun and very, honestly, really soothing. I think we both needed a break from the hullabaloo, if you will. And Georgia Indie Book Fair. I usually do the Georgia Indie Book Fair in September, but they have changed location, which I think is phenomenal in a lot of ways because their previous location in previous years had been in Marietta for the most part. They had one in Ackworth as well, but it, which is very, very convenient for me. But it's the Georgia Indie Book Fair. So there were a lot of other authors who lived further afield who probably were kind of going, "Hey guys, this is a drive." So, uh, now it's a drive for me, and I'm considering. I'm not sure, because yeah, I forget the name of the town it's in, but, for me personally, it would be like 3 hours one way, and a 6-hour round trip for what is essentially a 6-hour day. I just don't know if I have 12 hours. I just don't know. I just don't know. So we're gonna see. And then I think I'm checking my notes here. Uh, I honestly think that is it as far as the conventions and everything like that are concerned for anything definite or on my radar. For updates to I always post things to my Instagram. So, that is pretty much the only social media I post on. I do post to YouTube Shorts and things like that, but those are also just reposts from my Instagram Reels. So, ta-da! And if you wanna know what's happening, my Instagram stays up to date. I keep, the 2026 event calendar blog post on my website up to date. So, that was originally posted in, like, or very early January this year, but I actually do go in and edit the post and put the links and do all of the things on there. So if you go to my website, you'll toggle to all of the things that I do. You can buy all my books. There are direct links, there's Amazon links, there's whatever you want. And you can find my calendar updates with all the links to the event pages so that you can buy a ticket for the event if you want to attend or get directions or whatever you need to do. So my website's probably the best place, but my Instagram will also always have the updates. So please go there. And finally, I'll give you a little update. This episode is going to be extraordinarily short, which is fun for me. And probably fun for you because, yeah, nobody wants to sit around forever listening to me yammer. Except for maybe my cat. He seems to love the sound of my voice, which I find it touches my heart, I'll be honest. So so, I'll give you a little progress update on my Rashawn series. As you know, The Key, the first book in the Histories trilogy, just came out, March 19th, and we had a wonderful book release party with Second and Charles and Roswell, and it's I'm so proud of this book. I'm so proud of this book, and, of course, if you read the first trilogy. So you can technically start with the Histories trilogy, but if you're going to read the books in order, start with To Save a World, because that is a better introduction to the world itself. And then I am Easter egging the I love Easter eggs as a reader, as a writer, everything as a consumer of media and as a creator, as a writer, I love Easter eggs. So you will find in the Histories trilogy a lot of Easter eggs that I planted in the first Rashawn trilogy, starting with To Save a World, they're coming out in the Histories trilogy. So, and of course, I'm planting more Easter eggs because this is what I do. I love it so much. It is so much fun. And that book is going great. And then the second book in that series, which is called Ambition and Justice, I am more than halfway done with the first draft. I I am I'm just I love writing so much. I love it, you guys. I love it. So I'm really digging into it. The adventure's coming out so fun. And I mean these books are based on D&D games that I played with my best friend for we've been playing for over 30 years. We've been best friends for over 30 years and we've been playing as long as we've been best friends. So and we're still going. Actually, our game right now is really fun. But I do, of course, get permission from her to use her characters, and of course, I adapt the books or our games to something that is more book friendly. Because sometimes, if you play Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or any of the role playing games, then it's so fun to go off on silly tangents. and we do that. So, yeah, I definitely I do include some of them though. I do, because I love a silly tangent, and the second book, Ambition and Justice, is going to take you back over 1,000 years into the history of Rashan to see what the origins of the feud are from, between the human kingdoms of Pike and Tigist. So, if you've read my books, you've probably especially in Terror in the World, I mention it, and then it does get mentioned as well in The Key, you get a little more information about Pike and Tigist, but there are these 2 very large human kingdoms, and they are always at each other's throats, and, like, the elves don't even remember where they're fighting, but Ambition and Justice tells you why. And it's petty. It's a very petty reason. I love it. It's petty, and of course, but it's petty between monarchs, and we all know that when people with overinflated egos and delusions of grandeur decide that they should have something, the petty becomes an all-out war. And that's essentially the start of it, but it is, I think it's fantastic, and I do, for the first time, introduce dragons. So, you know that dragons exist in the world of Rashan, but they've never actually encountered one, and in Ambition and Justice, they do, and, in a big way. But anyway, I don't wanna give too much away. I'm more than halfway done with that. I'm obviously super excited and just itching to share it with you. I will probably be doing the cover reveal in November. It's done. It's designed. I have actually designed the covers for all 3 of the, books for that Histories trilogy. I'm sure I'll tweak the designs a little bit here and there, but, like, it's been done actually for over a year, all 3 of the covers. The Key was done way ahead of time as well. But you aren't going to see it until November, and then it will be released probably in March of 2027, but we'll say spring for right now to be safe, just in case there are hiccups. And, then I also started writing classic writer, I also started writing the next book in the Lost Beacon Chronicles series, which is my historical fantasy series, which is dark fantasy, of course, because that's what I do. So, and that book is called Rampage. As you know, if you read the series, Spare the Swallow is book 0. That's the origin story. It's where I traumatize the living crap out of the main character. And then the subsequent books of the Lost Beacon Chronicles, 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 ignited is Lucretia, the main character, her journey from depression into anger, because after I traumatized her super duper hard in the original, she's wandering the world and going through the stages of grief. And, again, Ignited is takes place, and again, this is like parallel universe Earth. This is dark fantasy, but historical dark fantasy, so it's inspired by and takes place in, we'll say, an alternate dimension of Earth, in the Roman conquest of Britain in 43 AD with the Cativolani and Togodumnus and Caratacus and all of that cool stuff. So that's Ignited. That is out. That was published in 2023. That's also won awards, and I love it. And the next book, Rampage, that I started writing, and I am it's so tasty. I love it. And it feels so viciously vindicating because Rampage, as the title suggests, is basically Lucretia sitting hard in this anger stage, and it's violent. I love to write a fight scene. Those of you who have read my books and have read some of my fight scenes, I love a fight scene. You know I do. I'm not spicy graphic, but I am fight scene graphic. I do get graphic when it comes to the violence part of things. I don't mean to be. I guess I don't know. I do know how to fight, so I guess I get into almost a, like, mechanical, "Okay, I've got my I'm doing this, I'm doing," and, like, when you know how to do it, you get more involved in the exact consequences and actions trading off. So, yeah, and Rampage is a lot of that. It starts in, about 49 AD. It's going to go through, around 100 AD, and she's all over the place. She's traveling, basically just looking she's just being a mercenary. She's picking up any cause that she feels she wants to fight for because she is getting her anger out. And, yeah, she's she'll fight. That's what she wants to do. She's in her anger stage. And then towards the end of this one, we're going to start getting into, like, I think the bargaining stage. The next one, will be called Epiphany. But and we'll go from there. I actually have that series planned out through, like, 2034. So the Rashawn series is planned out through 2030, and yeah, I I love it. I love writing, I love planning my books. I'm super excited, and, so yeah, look for Rampage tentatively coming in 2028, but, the Lost Beacon Chronicle books are shorter than my Rashawn series. My Rashawn series average between 300 to 350, pages on average. Well, Two Save a World's thick, but most of them are between 300, 350 pages long in the Rashawn series. Lost Beacon Chronicles, like, Ignited is barely 200 pages. Spare the Swallow, the origin story is the longest one at, like, 280, almost 300 pages. So, yeah, Rampage is gonna be it'll be like Ignited. My plan for that series is to make them basically weekend reads. You can get through them quickly. So that one may even be a fall 2027 release if I just do my thing. And then the third book in the Rashawn Histories trilogy will be Starflower's Way. You know I've got it planned. You know I've got it outlined. You know I've got the cover designed already. I just need to start writing it, and you know it's very loose. This one's very loosely based on an old D&D game. This one's very loosely based. It's mostly taking the characters and putting them in a different situation. But, I just I I'm just so excited to share my worlds with you. So, yeah, that's it. So please, like, come chat with me, see me in the comments, do the things, follow, like, blah bitty blue blah blah, and keep up with my website, hollisjoemccullumauthor.com, and and my Instagram at hollisjoemccullum. So that'll be it. Have a great night. Night. Wait, where's this? End stream.